Hunting of wild animals is a polarising topic at the best of times. Australia recently barred the importation of all trophies taken from lions killed by hunters. In part, the ban was to stop the spoils that sometimes come from what's known as canned hunting. That's when lions are raised by humans in captivity before being released into relatively small enclosures, especially to be hunted by people who pay thousands of dollars for the right to kill the big cats. The ban has upset those who claim canned hunting is already outlawed and that legal hunting actually promotes conservation. Africa correspondent Martin Cudahy reports from South Africa, and a warning that you might find some of the following images disturbing.
They are, in many ways, Africa's animal. But these days, lions are about twice as likely to be found in captivity.
Look at his face.
Lion farms are breeding the animals at an astonishing rate. In the wild, a lioness will have a litter of cubs every 2 years. At this farm near Bethlehem in Free State, the guide explains what happens.
Those babies behind you is hers as well.
Okay.
She only carries them between 105 and 115 days. And the moment that I take away the cubs, that I leave the cubs there for about 10 days, and I take away them, they will start mating.
The cubs are cute and a genuine tourist attraction. But if you think this is a genuine conservation project, think again. Within a couple of years, these cubs could be shot and killed by cash-rich hunters looking for a thrill.
It is about awareness, you know. It starts off with the cub petting, for instance. I mean, that's one of our biggest things at the moment, is to stop all cub petting, because that's the beginning of the cycle.
It's important to note that hunting a lion bred in captivity is not illegal, but there are restrictions around the size of the enclosure and the length of time an animal is there before being hunted.
It's well regulated, there's a huge demand for it, and it should be done and practiced like any other activity or any other hunting, responsibly and legally. So canned lion hunting, to put it in a nutshell, is an illegal activity.
That's where an animal accustomed to people is released into a very small enclosure and shot by someone from the back of a ute. The lion is sometimes drugged. In a national park like Kruger, it's actually very difficult to spot lions. You can drive around for days and not see anything, and that's what makes canned lion hunting so attractive. The kill is guaranteed, and that means the trophy is in the can.
We're not allowed to hunt a lion when it's tranquilized. We're not allowed to hunt it within a very small space. It does give the hectares in which somebody is allowed to hunt, and those that you are not allowed to, so that an animal is able to defend itself, to run, which is what hunting is all about.
What's known as ethical hunting is arguably one of the best ways to preserve species. When people pay big money to kill just a few animals, it can generate income that helps to pay for conservation and anti-poaching efforts, and it can directly benefit poor communities.
And we need to acknowledge that hunting is the one activity that gives the most value to wildlife when it comes to wildlife management.
In the late 1960s, across southern Africa, the number of wild game was about 600,000. There has been a population explosion since ownership of game was legalised, and now South Africa alone has more than 20 million animals, many raised specifically for hunting. Despite the numerical success of captive breeding programs, Linda Park rejects outright any form of trophy hunting.
I call lions the heart of Africa. That's what they feel like to me. To have reduced them to chickens, goats, whatever, which is what they are now in this whole captive breeding thing, I think is dreadful.
In reality, her organisation is fighting an uphill battle because people will pay as much as $50,000 to kill one lion.
We don't have the money that they have, so you've just got to keep on chipping away, and I really feel for the first time confident that things are changing.
One of those changes was in Australia, with the ban on the importation of any lion trophies. Hunters in South Africa believe animal rights campaigners have unduly influenced Environment Minister Greg Hunt.
It is sad and concerning that a country like Australia has taken this decision purely based on emotions and not on facts.
I'm surprised and very confused because after this ban, by the way, which was announced, not even having cautioned us from Australian side of view, I met when we were in Botswana in Kasane, a technical leader from the Australian government. When we had a discussion with him, he says, we apologize profusely for this misunderstanding. I thought that they would come back to us and actually talk about this. We haven't had that.
Awareness of canned lion hunting has been growing both in South Africa and internationally. Protests are bringing attention to an industry that doesn't want it. Some big cats destined to be hunted have been bought by animal rights campaigners and released into sanctuaries.
Those who are actually doing illegally, we've got to work together to outroot them. I'm still waiting for somebody who says it is so and so and so and so, and I bet you we will take action because that person is breaking the law.
But these animals are the lucky ones. They get to live as close to a wild existence as possible. At the lion breeding farm near Bethlehem, a cub's life is far less certain. As we film on our mobile phones, the guide tells us that these cubs will be sold to other breeders and to farms. She doesn't say what sort of farms they are.